Welcome to Breeders' Crown Night preview show. I am Scoot, and it's time to introduce the star of the show, Mitch Sidebottom, or Moo as he's affectionately known amongst the trotting community, and his mates back at home at Tallygaroopna, just outside of Shepparton. Welcome to Little Birdie Podcast, Mitch Sidebottom.
Thanks, Scoot. Good to be here.
Mate, I don't know where to start. I guess the nickname Moo. Are you a cattle farmer, or where's the origins of that one?
No, actually, it's a pretty boring one. I don't have a real good story, but just being called Mitchy Moo by mum as I was growing up, and that caught on with all the mates going through primary school and high school, so it stuck with me.
All right. When I hear the word Sidebottom or the name Sidebottom and Shepparton, I instantly think of Steel Sidebottom, Collingwood, obviously. Any relation there?
So me and Steel are cousins.
Yep.
Yeah, both grew up in the same street in Tallygaroopna. There's not many streets there, so there was always a fair chance. But I grew up playing backyard footy with Steele, and even though I'm a few years older, he ran rings around me as he does. So I wasn't blessed with the footballing ability that he is. But and then his brother actually is a handy cricketer. He plays over in England in the county comp for Warwickshire. I haven't seen him for a few years. He seems to have settled in now, and he's actually picked up the English accent, so settled right in over there.
Geez, I'll tell you what, you're about 2 foot taller than Steele. When Steele started when he kicked those 10 goals to, I guess, I think it was for the Bushrangers, to announce himself as a potential draft top 10 player, did the phone start ringing for you asking whether you could play in the ruck or be a handy centre-half forward or a centre-half back? Was there any interest at all?
You'd like to think it upped my price, but unfortunately it didn't. It just ensured that he was sort of top 10 or whatever in the draft. But yeah, that was a big night by him. The footy just seemed to find him all night.
And what about the harness? I guess where did your love for harness racing begin?
Always loved racing and sport in general. I guess my love for the punt probably came from my grandfather. He'd have us over as kids, and he'd always have Sky Channel on watching the races, and he'd want to get us involved, and he'd have his numbers picked out, and he'd say to us, pick a number between 1 and 10, and we'd pick number 6. He'd say, no, something lower. Oh, righto. Number 4. He'd go, higher. Oh, righto. 5. Yep, no worries. I'll chuck that one in. So he was good getting us involved like that, even though he already had his numbers picked out. But I guess love for the punt came through him. But harness racing, I guess Shepparton's a big region renowned for its harness racing more so than gallops. So Mum actually used to work out at the trots behind the bar for a few years. So I went out there when I was a kid, and just loved it. Loved the sound of them going past and the hooves hitting the ground. So stuck with the harness over the other 2 codes.
When did the penny drop for you that you could take it a bit more seriously and actually win at the caper and dedicate more time to it?
Probably when I was late at uni. So I went to uni to study accounting. I didn't get very far. Had a great time though. But at the end of that experience, I thought, well, I'm going to try. I was probably maybe a break-even punter at best at that point. And I thought, well, harness is probably the one thing that I want to follow. So I stuck to Victoria. And these days it's easier because everything's online. But back then I used to have to drive around Victoria and go and film the trials myself. But you'd pick up some good information while you were there. With, there'd be a few guys from around the state all meeting up, and you talk about, who you backed that week and stuff like that, and go home and watch the trial vids and took it more serious from then on. So I was probably 22 at that stage. First couple of years were tough. I sort of probably went bankrupt twice, but I think like any job, Scoot, you learn and get better as you go. And I've done that, so I've been lucky enough to survive.
I think one of the things that I guess from my time at Betfair and with little Birdie and getting to know all your sort of guys and stuff like that, it's I think you need to learn how to lose before you can go on and win and become a successful punter. I think that's the difference between, I guess, the weekend warriors and the part-time punters and the guys that can stick at it full time. They can handle the peaks and troughs mentally much better than anyone else. So the confidence is probably the biggest thing that you can't lose, and how you respond after losing $5, $10, $20,000 on a night or a weekend. What's your next bet, and not being able to panic.
Yeah, exactly right. There's always races the next day, and there's always a chance to get back what you've lost, but you've got to go the right way about it. And as for the nerves, someone said to me one day, "Oh, I couldn't have $500 on something. This is a $20 punter. How do you do it?" And I'm like, well, the more you do it, the easier it gets. I'm thinking, well, you could have it on, and if you had 500 on something, but then knew that you had $2,000 on something later in the night, I bet you wouldn't be as nervous about your 500.
Exactly.
That's a good point. So it's all relative, and when you do it day in, day out, you get used to it. And yeah, I have nights where it's a bit hard to sleep after losing a fair bit, but you record your stats and look back, and over the whole year, okay, I'm up for the year. I'm doing something right,
What about the pressure, I guess, of you've obviously seen a couple of our streams. You've had a little bit of a look into the little Birdie office. The bank's sort of already approaching the 20K mark. We've had some big banks in the past. How is there any extra pressure, I guess, handling a bigger bank, or will you just adjust your units and your staking strategy according to the bank, or how are you likely to play the bank? Are you going for glory, or you chip away and try and get a guaranteed earn?
So first of all, about the pressure, 100%, there is way more pressure when you're betting someone else's money than your own. I can blow whatever I've put in and not be too concerned about it. But when I'm betting for other people, I'll take a bit more pride and really hope that we can have a good night. So yeah, the nerves have kicked in already, Scoot. We're still a couple of days away. But as for how we'll play, I've done a few punters clubs before, and obviously not the same sort of pool as we'll have this Saturday night, but we'll play it very similar. Being able to get on is one of the hardest things generally, but obviously with Top Sport helping us out there and taking us on, it's going to be a lot easier to get the bulk coin on. So I'll play it very similar to how I usually run a punters club, and that's if I can get off to a flyer. Usually I'll just try and build it up early and consolidate. And then if we can triple our money, that'll be a massive result for us. So if it goes bad, because we take that conservative approach early, it sort of gives us a chance to hit out in the last couple of races to at least get half our money back or whatever. So I'll be
attempting to triple.
Half aggressive, but not too stupid at the same time.
So maybe attempt to triple, and then worst case scenario is if the luck doesn't turn your way, you might get half your money back. I think that'll provide good entertainment, and you've announced Simon Sharp as your sidekick. I think Juppy's going to come in for some banter on the couch. I know he's a bit of a closet harness racing fan as well. And then Big Cat, Matty Leppard's tips, he's going to chime in before he goes to the track. He won't be in the Little Birdie headquarters, but he'll give you his set also. And then Ryan Spice up in Queensland, he'll give you his best from Albion Park. So even Paddy McKenna from the Lone Wolves will come in for a couple of dog stings as well. So you've definitely got bases covered, and I think there's some late racing at Perth. So there might even be a railway tip floating around from Fletch or one of the other boys. So I tell you what, there's going to be plenty to bet on, and some good banter from Simon and Jupster, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. No, it was good to get Juppy in there. I think initially he was booked out, but we managed to up the money for him and got him in. So no, that'll be good. And yeah, me and Sharpie should work really well together. Shopping for a bit of value. He's not usually one that likes the really short prices, which suits me to a T. So yeah, I think we can hopefully get a couple up at odds and make it a big night. And yeah, there'll be plenty of action around the cards, as you say. Had to bring in Paddy to just scare Tristan and the team at Top Sport again. Bring back a few nightmares for them from their first Lone Wolves series. So no, hopefully it's a good night, which I'm sure it will be.
I see Lukey Munro from Top Sport tweeting he's one of their harness traders, so we've put the wind up him. So I think it's going to be a pretty fair fight. I'd still like to be on our side. There's going to be 8 Group 1s. There's a couple of Group 2s. I think it's $1.5 million worth of prize money. So this is a massive event, isn't it? It's as good as it's good, or if not as better than it's the Interdom, which has been, I guess, maybe surpassed by Breeders' Crown. Do you think, Moo, since COVID sort of hit? It just doesn't seem to be the same anymore, Interdom, or it's been sort of parked because of COVID. How big is Breeders' Crown night from, an outsider like me and a novice to the sport looking in?
Yeah, the Interdom seems to just have lost a little bit of momentum. I know it's a year-to-year thing, but not having it last year was a bit funny with COVID coming in. But yeah, any of those races are really big. But I guess the biggest thing about Breeders' Crown is there's, as you say, 8 Group 1s. So it's not just the one highlight race. There's 8 of them, and the other 2 are actually Group 2s. So just a massive night of brilliant racing. Yeah, so really looking forward to that.
And what would be the marquee matchup? Is it Ladies in Red versus Better Twist? Is that the 3-year-old fillies race that everyone's sort of talking about? Is that the big matchup that you're most looking forward to, or is it another race on the card that's whetting your appetite? Without giving away too much, I don't want Tristan to start winding prices off, or bookies can often go to pretty low levels of tactics when we speak about who we like. So don't give too much away, but what are you waiting for the most?
Yeah, no, it seems to be that seems to be the most talked about clash, and it has been ever since Better Twist came over here. Was the Better Twist versus Ladies in Red, both at full flight. Now, Better Twist's first run over here obviously wasn't at 100% because it's improved both runs since. And that clash is just going to be magnificent. Better Twist gets the advantage of the barrier draw, but Ladies in Red, it might just be able to find a way to get into the race if they go hard too early. So that one would be the main clash I'm looking forward to. But there's what the barrier draw has done for a lot of races. Like Catch a Wave would have started $1.40 had it drawn the front row. It's outside the draw in the back row, so it starts even money and opens the race right up. So, and quite a few races that's the case in. So it always gives you something to back. As long as you get the maps right, I think we'll be able to find some winners.
It seems to be a little bit like the dogs. The box draws are super important, and how the barrier draws for the harness races fall out is big around the speed maps and tactics, like a little game of cat and mouse in a lot of ways. So it's good to hear that you don't really want a boring barrier draw. If they were all $1.50, $2 favourites, it'd make your job harder. You'd have to go looking for, I guess, multis to try and force sort of value and I guess elevate that bank. So hopefully there's a little bit more value. You have to take sort of less risk and less multis to try and launch that bank up to the triple figure. But hopefully you can have a chat to a couple of little birdie boys and other guys in the stream, maybe Troy and Paddy. It'd be good to chat to and figure out how you're going to manage your bank strategy to try and get to that big mark. Because it's definitely an art and craft to it, and you do have that I guess that public pressure sort of weighing in the background. But mate, I'll tell you what, you're pretty unflappable character the couple of times that I've met you, and you seem pretty relaxed. So I don't think it's going to be a big issue if you've got Big Cat and Ryan Spice and Paddy's darts out wide. I think you won't have to take too many chances, and you can expect a winning result. It's going to be a fantastic night. It's going to kick off at around 6 o'clock. So make sure you deposit at home by about 5 o'clock or 5:30 maybe at the latest on Saturday. The smartest thing is to deposit this afternoon or Friday and get in nice and early. You go to Little Birdie Pod, hit the Breeders' Crown Night link, and you'll see a big picture of Moo in his yellow and black silks there. And you go through the TopSport website. You need a TopSport account to deposit, and then you can deposit anywhere between $50 and $1,000 per share, and then you're in the driver's seat with Mitch. And everything that he's on, you'll be on too. So you can watch the stream at home if you can't get to the trots, or you can download Telegram, and we'll send you the link on Friday afternoon if you've deposited early or the last minute, say 5:45 or 6 o'clock. We'll send the final email link for the late comers, and we'll send out the final bank. So whatever the final starting bank figure is, you'll know at 6 o'clock when we turn the TV on for the stream. It'll all be on Little Birdie TV at our YouTube channel. And I think the first race is about 10 past 6, and I think the last one's about 10 to 11. So I think we might have to have a couple of mid-strength Little Birdie lagers. Juppy will be in full flight, and hopefully they run really straight for you, Moo.
Yeah, let's hope so, Scoot. Yeah, as you're saying, that with the barrier draws and the doubt, it creates a bit of creates some value for the place players anyway, because a lot of the time what happens is something will hand straight up to the favourite, and then they're going to run second, and the thing on their back will probably run third. But if there's a little bit of heat early, it opens things right up. So let's hope that happens.
So you might be you might be playing some big odds horses the place as well, and fall into it there. All right, I think the advantage will be definitely in your favour. I can't wait to see how this is going to pan out. It's going to be our first ever harness night. You're absolutely mad not to jump in board this one. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Mitch is one of the sharpest guys in Victorian harness. It's his sweet spot. He specialises in this area, and it's going to be an absolute cracker. He's got an all-star lineup for his support crew, and fingers crossed if a little bit of even luck goes our way and the rain stays away, I think he's going to absolutely kill it. I had a quick look at the bomb. I don't think there's enough rain to trouble us. Mitch, there might be 6 mil at best on Saturday. So as long as it doesn't hit during the meeting, we should be sweet.
Yeah, I had a look at that as well the other day. There was, I think, 20 to 30 coming initially, but now
it's going to hold off
the last few days. So we're all sweet.
Fingers crossed the rain can stay away for Sunday, at least, it looks like, according to Bomb. But fantastic to have a chat, introduce you to the Little Birdie audience. I'm sure this won't be the last time we see you. Hopefully we can triple the return for all the little birdie punters out there. And if you haven't tried harness racing, this is the safest and the best way to do it. Have Mitch by your side, tune into the stream, and jump into the YouTube chat. Mitch will be there, I'll be there. And you can ask any question you like. So I am a complete novice at harness. Used to bet a little bit at the Albury Trots. Used to absolutely be sick for it, but I had no idea what I was doing. And it's only when you meet guys like Mitch and Matty Leppard and guys like Simon Sharp that you can really get an appreciation for the skill and the level of form and how well they know their horses. So make sure you jump on board littlebirdie.pod.com and check out Breeders' Crown Night links there, and you can join our Punters Club. But big thanks from all the team at Little Birdie, and can't wait to see you walk in the office on Saturday, nice and fresh. And you've also given up lawn bowls for Saturday. So a little bit disappointing with COVID restrictions. I used to, I've had a roll before, but I'd like to see you in action. You're a bit of a closet lawn bowls star.
Yeah, if you say so. No, we're actually playing the top of the table clash on the weekend against Shepherd and Golf. So it's unfortunate that I won't be there, but I'm sure the boys will do the job without me.
Need to find a way to bet on the bowls. Can't have enough action. All right, good luck on Saturday, Mitch, from me, and can't wait to see you then.
That sounds good, Scoot. Let's make some money.
Can't wait. See you guys.